What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing a beer from the Definitive Brewing Company, and they're out of Portland, Maine, and this is their Lens. So they're calling this one a triple dry hopped triple IPA. It comes in at 10.3% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. This can is approximately 3 months old. And I want to give a huge thanks and shout out to a friend and viewer of the channel, Caleb, for hooking me up with this one. So thank you very much, good sir. I'll post a link in the description box to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies that Caleb sent my way. And I want to apologize, Caleb, because I was unable to get to this one sooner. He sent this beer mail in, I believe it was mid to late June. And when he sent this one, it was about 6 weeks old. And I'm drinking this one about 6 weeks later. And that's because of a bunch of personal issues going on. So beer got kind of put on the back burner. This one got put in the back of the fridge. And I'm getting to it 6 weeks later. Now, 3 months old, triple IPA. It's probably not going to be as vibrant as it was when it was fresh. But from my experience of triple IPAs, they hold up pretty well. So I'm hoping that this one still has some remnants of what this beer was fresh. But take my review with a grain of salt like you do hopefully the rest of them, because this is not a fresh can, not to the fault of Caleb, but to the fault of this guy. So I was hoping I was going to be able to get to this one and the other hop forward beer he sent me right away. It was their Lotus Eater. It was not theirs, but it was Foundation and Good Fire Lotus Eater. I already reviewed that one. And that one wasn't bad. I think I gave it like a 3.5, 3.6, but it definitely fell off because it was like over 3 months old, like 3.5 months old. And yeah, hopefully this one doesn't suffer the same fate, but it might. Who knows? But I do appreciate Caleb sending these to me. He only sent me 2 hop forward ones. The rest of them are like big imperial stouts and fruited sours and whatnot, so we should be fine with those. But, he did send me a couple hop forward ones, and unfortunately, I messed it up. Maybe I shouldn't have rolled it that much. But I did, and we're going to be all right. I just didn't want to spill it everywhere. So yeah, that's pouring out like a huge triple, very, very big beer. Most triple IPAs have a darker color from what I've noticed. I've only had a couple that still have like a, IPA or double IPA kind of look to it. This one, on the other hand, this looks like a big triple IPA. So it has a really dark orange color, very murky and turbid, about a 2-finger of this cream-colored head, very creamy looking. Very compact bubbles. Yeah, it looks beautiful. Let's get a nose. So it's very malt forward. I'll just be honest with you, it's malt forward. A lot of times when I drink older IPAs, I get like a orange marmalade on like toasted bread or like white bread. That's what I'm getting with this one. I think for me, that's the tasting note I get. If you ever hear me say that, the beer's probably older or something went awry. I don't know. But yeah, orange marmalade on white bread. It's a little bit of like resinous pine. It's definitely sweeter, no doubt. I don't dislike the nose because I like orange marmalade on white bread. But at the same time, I will be honest with you, it doesn't smell like it's fresh because it's not. So anyway, let's get into it. Cheers, everybody, and thanks again, Caleb. The taste is a bit better than the nose. Where does it say it's 10.3, right? Wow. Deceptively smooth at 10.3. This drink's like it's maybe like 8, 8.5. There's a little bit of booze there, but not over 10%. Body in this one was like higher side of medium, lower side of full. Has some heft behind it. I prefer my triples to be in like the medium to higher side of medium, so that's kind of within the realm, maybe a little bit bigger. I like them to drink from a body perspective a little bit lighter, so they're easier to drink, because I don't want to drink it like a huge, thick, viscous, like imperial stout. So I like that this one isn't huge. It's a bit bigger than I prefer, but not too much. The mouthfeel soft, smooth, a little bit of creaminess. There's definitely more carbonation than I anticipated, but body and mouthfeel are nice. They're solid. The taste, that orange marmalade and white bread carries over, but it's not as intense as was in the nose. I'm getting like jammy berries up front. It's weird because I didn't get that at all in the nose, but I'm getting like jammy blueberries, maybe a little bit of nondescript red berries right at the forefront. I don't know what the hops they are. I tried to look for the hops on their Instagram, their website, on tap. Could not find the hops. Would not be surprised if there's mosaic in here based on the jammy blueberry that I'm getting and like red berry. Pass through the palate, the orange marmalade hits. It's like sweeter orange mixed in with like orange zest, orange pith. It's like the complete orange There's like an underlying caramel, almost honey malt kind of characteristic. So it all turns into basically orange marmalade. There's a persisting underlying malt base here that's like bready. On the very end of the palate, I'm getting like what I would say is like a over-ripened pineapple. I would say the taste is much better than the nose. The nose was just orange marmalade on white bread, which I like, but the taste is bringing that jammy blueberry, jammy red berry, along with this like crushed pineapple. This finishes semi-dry with a moderate bitterness. There's a little bit of like a resinous pine bite on the back of the palate. You know what? For just over 3 months, I think this is like a day or two over 3 months old when I'm reviewing it. It's held up pretty well. I don't know what it's like fresh, but like what I'm drinking right now, the nose honestly was steering me in a direction that reminds me of older IPAs. Not every time. Sometimes when I get orange marmalade on white bread, the beer still be fresh. It's just that's what I'm getting. But this had like the aroma was straight on what I remember older like East Coast and West Coast IPAs turning into like 6 months of age on them, 9 months of age on them. I mean, you might be asking yourself, why the fuck are you drinking a 6 to 9 month old IPA? There's actually been a couple IPAs that I forgot about in my fridge before that were 6 months or older, and I drank them, and they kind of had the similar orange marmalade on white bread characteristic. But I do think the taste is better in this one. Is this an amazing beer, a great beer? No, it's not right now. I'd be bullshitting if I sat here and said at around 3 months old that this is like world-class amazing. But what's in my glass right now, even though it's unique and different, I do enjoy it. I do like it more than the Lotus Eater that I reviewed, that I mentioned earlier. So I really like that it hides the ABV too. Like when I'm tasting it, there's no real astringency on the palate. There's a little booziness into the chest. Man. I was all set up. My mind was made up. I was going to give this a rating that I think was appropriate for what's in my glass. But I think I'm going to bump it. Not because I feel bad that I didn't review it sooner, or that I'm just giving it a better rating just because, I didn't drink it sooner and that I feel bad and whatnot. I do not bullshit you guys. I give you my honest opinion on this one. I was going to give this a high 3.75 out of 5. I was going with like 3.8, 3.85. But because they hide the alcohol so well, and I like the uniqueness to this one, I'm going to give it a low 4 out of 5. So I'm going to give Lens from Definitive a low 4 out of 5. I'm going to go 3.9 out of 5. I think that's a proper score and a fair score for what I'm tasting right now. When I smelled it, I was like, this is going to be just like the Low Cedar. It's going to get like a 3.5. It's going to be drinkable, but nothing that I would want again or whatever because of the age. But I am really curious what this one what this one is like fresh. So if anybody out there has had this one super fresh, Caleb, I'm sure you did. What was this drinking like fresh? Because right now I'm sure it's completely different than a fresh can, but it's morphed into something that I actually do enjoy. And then it's not going to be painful for me to take down the rest of this one. So 3.9 out of 5 for Lens from Definitive. Price and availability, I have no idea. So Caleb, if you want to chime in, Definitive, I don't think is a big brewery. I would imagine this is somewhere probably in like the $20 a 4-pack range, somewhere like that. And, it's a smaller brewery, so they probably don't get distribution outside of Maine. But if, Caleb, you can post in the comments and let me know the price and availability. I really would appreciate it as much as I appreciate you sending this one to me. So this one and the Lowest Eater, the only 2 hop forward beers that he has sent my way. The other ones are sours, imperial stouts, things of that nature. Those should be fine with age on them, and I can't wait to get into them. I have another one from Definitive. It's a imperial sour, forget the name of it. Had different berries and stuff in it, so I can't wait to get in that one. And like I said, 3 months old. This held up relatively well based on what I know about triple IPAs. I wish I knew what kind of hops and stuff were in here, but whatever. World's not perfect, and neither is beer reviewing. So once again, thanks to Caleb for hooking me up with this one. Appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Until the next one. Cheers. Actually, not cheers. Hang on. I do want to mention that this is sweet, but it has enough bitterness on the back of the palate to balance it out. I think without that bitterness, this would be pretty much too cloying, too malt forward, and I don't think I would be able to finish it. But with the bitterness there, it balances out and makes it super easy to drink. So don't think I mentioned that. I mentioned it now, so cheers.